What is going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer and Tyler Horka from Blue and Gold live in front of Touchdown Jesus, as you can see behind us. And then in front of us, you have is Notre Dame's Grill and Chill event. Some top prospects from the Irish Invasion camp that happened earlier today, grilling and chilling. So let's talk about Irish Invasion. I thought it was a really good event. It was, probably around 100 prospects out there. Quality players really competed. Yeah, I want to talk about some specific players, Tyler, but just tell people about the event in general, like what happened today, who were some of the top names out there in terms of, again, I'll talk about recruits in a moment, but who were some of the non-recruit names out there?
Yeah, so if you're watching this video, obviously you love Notre Dame football, and it's just kind of cool to walk in and see like Jeremiah Love, who a lot of people think could be the best running back in college football. He's just there in some slides, walking through the end zone, checking out.
Socks and slides, by the way.
Yeah, I would say checking out some of his future teammates, but let's be honest, like I said, this guy's probably gone to the NFL at this time next year. So it's, like I said, it's cool to walk in there and you see him, and then you see guys who are probably going to be around here a little bit longer. I think of a Logan Thomas, the defensive end, obviously. He's out there. He's helping Al Washington go through drills with the defensive line group that was out there today. I know you're probably going to mention some of the names from the guys who were out there from that side of the ball, because impressive dudes, especially there at the end of the competitive periods. But again, impressive from a team reporter's perspective is Marcus Freeman getting in there with the linebackers, and he's not floating around and chit-chatting and whatnot. There is a little bit of that because Jason Witten, former Dallas Cowboys tight end, he was out there, his son, not partaking in the camp, but present at the camp and hanging around the linebackers. He's a 2027
number one linebacker in the country.
There you go, from Argyle, Texas, which is right down the road from where I grew up, which is pretty cool. But so Marcus Freeman does take time to chat with a guy like Jason Witten, because obviously you're going to do that. The New York Giants general manager Joe Schoen was also out there.
Really?
And yeah, you didn't know this?
No, I did not know that.
his son is participating in the camp.
Cool.
So but like Marcus is talking to him, but then he's just like getting into it with the linebackers. And the way I wrote it at blueandgold.com was he's coaching these guys as if they're already his own. There might not be a linebacker like you would like to get Witten, Cooper Witten. You would love to get him at Notre Dame, but there might not be a linebacker in that unit that we saw today that ends up at Notre Dame. You just don't know how these recruiting things go, right? But Marcus was like, look, if I'm going to get 2 hours with these kids, I'm going to coach them as if they're Notre Dame linebackers, as if they're Drake Bowen, as if they're Jalen Sneed. So it's cool to see that. And then, like I said, it's cool to see like Emil Wagner walking around. He played in every single Notre Dame game last year, and he's just out here watching these kids. A couple Notre Dame commits who you're going to get into here from the offensive line. But it's just cool to see like the interactions of, okay, these guys want to be the next Jeremiah Love. And there's Jeremiah Love walking through the camp as well. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and so Tyler wrote a Sights and Sounds article that you can find at blueandgold.com. I already put up top performers. Kyle wrote up top defensive performers, and we definitely have more content to find. I'll post on Saturday like a quarterback intel piece, so you can find all of that at Blue and Gold. We're going to keep on moving to talk about some of the offensive side of the ball. I think the quarterbacks and the tight ends are probably the most impressive group. Malachi Ziegler, the 27 quarterback from Louisiana, I thought was outstanding. 6'3", around 200 pounds, moved really well, rocket for an arm. And then in the 2028 class, Neiman Lawrence from Miami Northwestern, which is, if you know high school football nationally, Miami Northwestern is definitely a school that you know about. And him visiting up here, I thought was a pretty big deal. And Lawrence is going to be one of the top overall quarterbacks in the 2028 class. I think like a 5-star caliber. He was impressive. And then there was, I think it was 5 tight ends who Notre Dame's offered in the 27 class who were all there. And Seneca Driver and Jackson Dollar were just outstanding tight ends. Both, good size, move really well, soft hands, dominated. A 2027 running back who I wouldn't be surprised if Notre Dame offered was Andrew Beard from Georgia. I believe he's from the Athens area. You watched him a good bit.
I watched, so they split, there's 3 fields out there at Notre Dame, and they split one-on-ones. I guess this was the tight ends and the running backs going against some DBs and linebackers and whatnot. I stood on that field for a good chunk of time, and this Beard kid, oh my gosh.
It's torching everybody.
He beat somebody long, and I was like, okay, so he's got speed, he's going to burn you. But then the relocation that he made on, it was probably like a 5 to 7 yard out. he thought the ball was going to be a little bit more upfield, but he had to turn flip his hips, get more to the sideline. The DB was all over the place, but he knew exactly where that ball was going to be, made the catch. I was standing next to a parent that clearly was not his own, and this guy was just like, oh my gosh, good catch, 18. He was wearing number 18. So yeah, I know more of these guys by the numbers and the names. Is one of the tight ends that you mentioned number 88 by chance?
No.
Okay, but 88, we need to look him up. Maybe we'll drop something in the comments or something.
There you go.
Good players. I saw some good quarterback to pass catcher plays out there.
Yeah, Tyler, I'd say it was a really deep group. Like, there was prospects who I did not know about prior to today. And I'm like, these kids are definitely on Notre Dame's radar. So I thought it was very competitive. Kids got after it. We're in a day and age where, you know, kids are opting out of all-star games and they don't want to just do all the things that they used to do.
Well, do you think that part of it is like they want to get out here at Irish Invasion because they know that Marcus Freeman is going to be coaching the way that I said? And like, I'm going Mike Mickens, Gino Guidugli, like all of them. They're coaching like this is a legit practice.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it was really cool. I watched the quarterbacks the most, and Guidugli will talk about, like, this is what we do with our quarterbacks. And I've edited so many videos that you guys have took from practice, and it's the same exact drill. So I thought that was cool.
And important to note that CJ Carr, Kenny Minchie,
Hebert,
Rizak, all out there
working with the quarterbacks, coaching basically a group. So yeah, again, the receivers, Quentin Burrell from Chicago was really good. There was a young man, how old am I? 2027 wide receiver from Folsom, California. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Is that number 30?
Yes.
He was good.
Yes.
I can tell you he was good.
Yeah, I included him in my top
F on the shorts.
I included him in my top performers article. He definitely stood out. All in all, I thought it was really good. The D-line was dominant. At the end of the camp, they did a competitive period where it was the top guys and then everyone else is just watching, and the D-line beat the O-line 5-0. Braden Parks, the grandson of Chris Zorich, looks like Warren Sapp out there. Maybe not as big as Warren Sapp, but like wearing 99, big interior defensive lineman, was just, I mean, looked so quick. And then I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but Vaughn, class of 2028 defensive lineman, I want to say from Bergen Catholic in New Jersey. He was the featured image on Kyle Kelly's defensive top performers article. So yeah, I didn't watch the defense a ton. I was focused on the offense, but Vaughn definitely dominated. So that is going to do it for this video. If you're like, oh, Mike, I want more, go to blueandgold.com, and then we'll have a live show on Saturday. After I get back home from this camp, we're going to go live with Kyle Kelly. So it'll be a really good opportunity for those to want more information. We'll be live. We'll dive through it all. So yeah, make sure you lock in to this YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up if you have not done so yet. Go to blueandgold.com for more info. And as always, folks, we'll catch you next time.